Here, take care of this. Plain guys like you get plain work, and glamorous work is for handsome guys like me. It's putting the right person in the right place, right?
Long time no see. How are you doing, little brother?
I'm good. You sound as energetic as ever, sis. Yuma, you can leave the cleaning up to me for now. Go ahead and organize the data. Thank you, I appreciate that. My name is Yuma Hagimoto. I'm a 27-year-old researcher here at L&V Chemical Fiber Industry. That was my senior colleague, Haruki Kuritani. He's a reliable, flamboyant senior who's popular with everyone. He's not only good at his job, but also incredibly observant. He noticed I was taking a breather and called out to me right away. Just need to input this data, and then the hypothesis for this experiment is... After my break, I moved to my desk in the development department to work on my PC. Still doing the same old boring work, huh? It suits a plain guy like you. The great and kind me has brought you some work. This condescending guy who brought me something that doesn't benefit me at all is Mitsuru Hatamoto. He's a year older than me and works in the STAR department, sales and PR. He's considered handsome, so I hear he's popular with people who don't know him well. He rarely comes around, but he was scheduled to visit today to ask about some technical matters. Here, take care of this. Plain guys like you get plain work, and glamorous work is for handsome guys like me. It's putting the right person in the right place, right? No thank you. Huh? You think you can talk to me like that? I do. Besides, there's no reason for me to do it since we're in different departments. More importantly, could you get your actual reason for being here? You little.
Excuse me, Haruki, about this project. What are you two doing?
I was just having him show me some data. I apologize for the scene. Hatamoto was trying to force me to create documents for him, even though we're in different departments. You bastard.
Hatamoto?
Oh, come on. I was just asking him to help out as part of a proper division of labor.
If you could truly call it a division of labor, I wouldn't say anything. Like Yuma said, you're in different departments, aren't you? That's not dividing labor. That's just dumping your work on someone.
Is that so? Well, I'll drop it for now then. More importantly, Mio, instead of talking about work all the time, why don't you go for a drink with me?
No, you really need to...
My, I thought it was getting lively over here. Mio, you were here? Oh, now that I look, you sent me an invitation. Sorry for the delay. You shouldn't frown like that. It'll ruin your beautiful face.
Haruki, actually...
Oh, it's fine. I get the gist of it, and I won't make you say anything that'll just stress you out. Saying that, Haruki casually stepped between Mio and Hatamoto. With his looks, he's handsome. No, a handsome queen. Honestly, the tension in here is thick enough to cut with a knife. A chemical reaction is much more constructive than a fight, don't you think? As Haruki said that and laughed, the atmosphere in the room softened. That's another amazing thing about him. He glanced at Hatamoto, who looked like he'd bitten into something bitter, and gave a cool, confident smile. A man who troubles a girl and makes her look bad isn't a good man. He's just an idiot. Now get out of here. Excuse me. Being called an idiot to his face made Hatamoto's face flush red with shame. In the end, he fled the office without asking a single thing.
Honestly, thank you for your help, Haruki. Yuma, I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault, Mio. That's right. There's no need for you to apologize, Mio. By the way, does he pull stunts like this in the sales department too?
No, I don't think so. I wonder why he'd specifically target Yuma.
Well, he can't come here often anyway, so it was only once in a while. It wasn't really a big deal.
What? So this wasn't the first time? I'm so sorry. I'll give him a stern talking to.
No. I always turn him down, so really, it's fine. Her beautiful face suddenly drew close, making my heart pound. I can handle Hatamoto, but I'll never get used to this. Hey now, you're making Yuma uncomfortable. Anyway, we should get to our meeting. At Haruki's words, the two of them immediately changed the subject. They're both so cool and respectable. And that's precisely why it stings my heart to see how good they look together. The truth is, I've been secretly in love with Mio. Things have finally calmed down. Mio must have really given it to him. Ever since that day, Hatamoto stopped coming to the lab. Good work. You should take a little break. Thank you. I'll do just that. Hey. Oh, hey. It's been a while since I've seen him. The development department's office is full of confidential information, so you generally need permission to enter. It seems that after that incident, he was banned from entering alone. Now he needs an escort, even when he has business here. As I was heading for a break, thinking about how important it is to protect our information, my phone rang before I could even buy a drink. Hello?
Long time no see. How are you doing, little brother?
I'm good. You sound as energetic as ever, sis.
Well, more or less. You busy lately? If you're free, let's go for a drink soon.
Sounds good. Let's do it. But this is rare. Are you inviting me out?
I have to see my little brother's face once in a while. Besides, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? Alright. And so, that Friday, the same week I got that call, I had plans to meet my sister after work today. My, Yuma, that's a nicer shirt than usual. The tie looks good on you too. Thank you. I'm going out for drinks after this. Oh, is that so? Have fun. I was a little puzzled by Haruki's unusually hesitant tone, but I had to leave to make it to my appointment on time. Well, if it isn't Mr. Plain dressed up to go out, how about I take you to a mixer with me tonight? Just as I reached the entrance, I unfortunately ran into the last person I wanted to see. I couldn't help but sigh. No thanks. It's obvious you just want me as a wingman to make yourself look better. Besides, I'm meeting someone today. Meeting someone? Don't tell me it's a date. Nah, no way. I thought he changed, but I guess his nasty attitude is still the same. I'm just meeting my sister. Oh, you have a sister, Hagimoto? Yes, a brilliant sister who's too good for a brother with a pointlessly good memory like me. Now, if you'll excuse me, please, stop following me. Even after we left the company building, Hatamoto annoyingly kept following me. He probably suspects I'm really on a date because I'm dressed up for once. What a pain. However, my sister, who's an outstanding professional, is very punctual. I can't be late, so I headed to the restaurant while trying to shake him off.
A mixer? Did I just hear him say a mixer?
Well, he was all dressed up, wasn't he? It's certainly possible. You've fallen behind. I told you to always make a move.
Shut up!
Mio watched my retreating back with tears in her eyes, while Haruki seemed to be enjoying the show. I was so focused on trying to get rid of Hatamoto before reaching the restaurant that I didn't even notice them.
Hey, Yuma. Been a while since the phone call. Good work today.
When I arrived at the quiet izakaya, I was greeted by my sister's usual hearty laugh. My older sister, Miyabi, is beautiful even from my perspective as her brother, but she has no interest in romance, and always gives her all the work and hobbies. By the way, Yuma...
Who's that? A friend of yours?
What? I thought you gave up and went home. Behind me stood Hatamoto, who apparently pretended to leave for his mixer, but ended up following me the whole way. What? You? So you were lying after all? About what? You two look nothing alike. There's no way a country bumpkin like you and that beautiful woman could be siblings. It was exactly the reaction I expected. I'm so used to it that it doesn't even faze me anymore, though people used to be surprised all the time.
He's not lying. Are you my brother's colleague?
Yes, that's right. I'm in sales, and he's just a researcher doing his boring little job. I'm the one who looks after him. Just as I thought, his attitude completely changed the moment he saw my sister. He got disgustingly friendly, and even sat down next to her. I asked him about his mixer, but it was clear my voice wasn't reaching him anymore. Worse, it seemed like my sister was willing to talk to him for a bit. I'm a promising salesman, you know. Just the other day, I developed a product with a new material.
Developed? Didn't you say you were in sales?
Wrong choice of words. I relayed the client's request for a certain texture to the research lab and had them create exactly what was asked for.
You guided the development?
Well, yeah. Sales is all about making things happen on the ground. As a researcher who's actually part of the development process, I was amazed he could be so arrogant. But this was Hatamoto we're talking about. It was nothing new.
Oh, so the idea for the material was yours as well?
Well, the idea came from working hand in hand with the client. We did something amazing recently. The development of a new texture fabric. A project sales brought in directly. That's confidential company information. Just as I tried to stop Hatamoto from running his mouth, my sister let out a huge sigh.
You said you guided the development, but what parameters did you use to manage the conditions you specified?
No. I mean, I just told him to make it softer.
A softer feel, I see. So you just pushed for a deadline without knowing anything about the blend ratio or tensile strength. Is that it?
How do you know so much?
In fiber processing, changing the concentration of the resin treatment agent by just 0.2% can create a completely different texture. Can you even imagine how many times the lab has to start over because of your vague request for a softer feel? For example, your company's fabric has a structure that achieves both moisture, absorption, and breathability, right? Normally, you'd lament a modified polymer onto a PET base. To make that softer, do you have any idea what kind of process is involved? Or how much testing is required?
Well,
You can't answer, can you? Only a researcher would know the details. Pardon me for saying so, but with that level of ignorance, it's a bit of a stretch to say you guided the development. Don't you think? With your lack of knowledge, there must have been someone else at the heart of the development, and someone who provided support on the sales side. To claim you were at the center, pushing those people aside, that's incredibly arrogant of you.
Hearing it put so bluntly, Hatamoto's face turned beet red with shame. He was probably at a complete loss for words. I'm leaving. After watching Hatamoto leave, my sister muttered, "How pathetic," and then smiled as if nothing happened. You really don't pull any punches, sis, but you saved me, so thanks.
I can't believe people like that actually exist. My condolences for having to work at the same company.
Sorry you followed me here. So, what did you want to talk about? You said there was something you wanted to ask.
Oh, that. Well, it's not a big deal, but your ID. Actually, are you proud of your current job?
What are you talking about? Of course I am. When I answered immediately, my sister smiled as if she was relieved.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I believe in you.
With that, my sister took another big gulp of her refilled beer. The following Monday morning, when I got to the office, there was a strange, unusual tension in the air. Apparently, we got a report from another company. They say our data has been leaked.
Test data for the new product still in development was leaked. This is bad, right?
It's worse than bad for pre-release data to get out like this. According to the rumors, a single registered letter arrived for our legal department this morning. When they opened it nervously, the external document was titled Inquiry Regarding Breach of Confidentiality. The sender was none other than our competitor, Sanyo Materials Inc., the very company my sister works for.
Dear Sir or Madam, we hope this letter finds you well. We are writing to inform you that it has come to our attention that one of our employees has illegally obtained an outline of your company's prototype. The employee in question has already been disciplined and has resigned from the company. We would like to request your confirmation as to whether the data possessed by said employee corresponds to information created and managed by your company. In addition, we request an investigation into the employee from your company who brought the data. This is...
The head of the legal department trembled as she held the document, which contained information that would be a nightmare for any company. Apparently, the leaked data still had an internal ID tag attached. It was obvious that it wasn't a Sanyo Materials ID, which prompted an investigation. Furthermore, my sister recognized the fiber data in the documents and reported it to her superior. Upper management and department heads were immediately summoned for an emergency meeting. The entire company was in an uproar. And I was summoned as well. The reason was... This is certainly my ID, but I am not the one who did this. That's right, the internal ID tag was mine. So this is what my sister was worried about. My sister had visited our company once before, when we hosted a joint safety conference for others in our industry. We spoke for a bit, so she must have caught a glimpse of my company ID. My sister's memory is frighteningly good.
I see. This was just a precautionary check. If you were the culprit, this would be far too sloppy. Plus, the leaked information was something people outside the development department would know as well. That's why we also believe it's highly likely that someone else is responsible.
Thank you.
However, you're not completely cleared of suspicion yet. So could you wait in a separate room while we investigate? It looks like it will take a while. You'll be on home standby starting today. We'll have to confiscate your phone and other devices.
Yes, I understand. That's fine. In the end, by checking access logs and email histories, the culprit behind the leak was easily found. The culprit was Mitsuru Hatamoto. They found one email sent to Sanyo Materials among his deleted messages. From there, security camera footage and other evidence quickly unraveled, proving his guilt.
What have you done?
Mio's furious voice echoed through the conference room. How could you, Mio? In the first place, isn't it more suspicious that Hagimoto did it? Hagimoto's sister works at Sanyo Materials. Besides, he's more deeply involved in the manufacturing process than I am. You should have suspected him before me.
Don't be ridiculous. Give me a break with your stupid excuses.
Oh.
There's not a single person here who suspects Yuma. Anyone who's seen his usual work ethic would know. Besides, his sister was the one who reported it, so why would her brother Yuma be the culprit? That's the most unlikely scenario.
Well, that's it. His sister must be in on it with him.
Stop talking nonsense. We already have all the evidence that you did it. At least have the decency to admit your guilt in the end.
Faced with her unprecedented anger, even Hatamoto fell silent. Then, the head of legal spoke up quietly.
Would you care to tell us? Why did you do something so foolish? To go so far as to blatantly frame Yuma. I've also heard that you've tried to dump your work on him before, even though you're in different fields.
He would try to push his work on me when he came to relay client requests. It wasn't frequent, but it happened from time to time. Because I hated him. Even though he's in another department, Mio favors him. It's obvious you're in love with him, Mio. I could understand if he were in our department, but why a guy like him from research? At those words, Mio's eyebrow twitched.
I see. So this was just a personal grudge. That's enough. You're fired. Leave the company immediately.
And so, Mitsuru Hatamoto was fired. What remained was a sense of relief that the problem was over, and a sense of guilt in Mio's heart. As for what happened to Mitsuru Hatamoto afterward, I don't care what happens anymore. The company filed a police report, which led to an investigation and ultimately his indictment for violating the Unfair Competition Prevention Act and for breach of trust. Since no money was exchanged, and luckily it didn't become a public incident, he received a sentence of 2 years in prison, suspended for 3 years.
I'm so glad it was resolved safely.
That day, I immediately contacted my sister. She answered right away, and when I told her the outcome, she sounded genuinely relieved.
I knew it wasn't you, Yuma. But if it wasn't, that meant you were being framed, and I was struggling with what to do.
You did the right thing, sis. I'm glad you acted properly as an employee of Sanyo Materials.
Seeing your face gave me the resolve I needed. Thank you. Yuma, let's both do our best.
Yeah. I can only imagine how conflicted she must have been, but she couldn't let personal feelings get in the way. All she could do was act as a representative of her company. Thank you for believing in me, sis. After this incident, I felt even more proud of my sister for seeing justice through. At the same time, I wondered if jealousy could really make someone do something so foolish, or if he was just a fool to begin with. This whole affair made me start to think a little about jealousy. And there was one other person thinking about jealousy.
I wonder if I was mixing my personal and professional life too much.
A few days later, as I was walking home after leaving the office, I saw Haruki and Mio, who had left earlier, up ahead. I instantly realized this would be an awkward scene to walk in on, so I stopped in my tracks. It'd be one thing if you were hitting on him during work hours, but you weren't doing that, were you? You just couldn't hide your feelings. What that guy did was his own stupid fault. Her feelings?
Yeah, but maybe I should have hidden them a little better. I've been reflecting a lot on what happened. I feel terrible that my actions ended up causing trouble for Yuma. Maybe I should just give up. To keep myself from going crazy with jealousy, maybe I should avoid office romances.
This isn't something I should be hearing, I thought, and tried to quietly turn back, but I failed.
Even though I love Yuma so much.
Huh?
Huh?
Mio whipped around, and our eyes met. I could tell even under the night sky. Both of our faces were incredibly red.
Yuma! How long have you been there?
I'm sorry. I was on my way home and saw you two, and, if I didn't mishear, you said you love me? Isn't the person you love Haruki?
Haru? No. Haruki is my cousin. That's why we're so close.
That's right. That's why I was giving Mio love advice. But, well, she was always careful to keep things professional around you, so I can see how it might have been confusing. Really? Well, in that case, if there's a chance for me, will you go out with me? I love you, Mio. I was always so jealous of how close you were with Haruki. I thought I didn't have a chance, so I just watched from afar. But if it's okay for me to take a step forward, I want to be your boyfriend.
Yes, of course I'd love to.
I'm happy for you two. Love is a complicated thing. When you think the person you like might like someone else, everyone feels at least a little jealous. And if that love is absolutely unattainable, where do those feelings end up?
By the way, Yuma, what happened with that mixer?
Huh? Oh, no, I didn't end up going. I was meeting my sister that day. Even if you feel like you're going crazy with jealousy, you must never hurt the one you love. Not only should you protect the person you love, but you'll also tarnish your own beautiful feelings of love.
Hello, Brittany here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, my lovelies, and I'll see you next time. Bye!